99% of guitar players struggle with one thing: building up their playing speed. Whether it's trying to shred or do fast chord changes, if you can't dial in your speed and accuracy, you'll always be behind. Over the last 2 years, I've taught my students not only how to speed up their playing, but how to understand what they're playing so they're not noodling, but actually playing music. So let's jump right into how you can get faster, more accurate fingers in just 1 week. Grab your guitar and we're going to go over a few exercises and then go over how to build a routine that fits into your schedule so you can hit your goals. Alright, for the first exercise, we're going to get a metronome out. I'm not kidding, this is what I've always done. I just Google metronome. I don't even have a metronome. I just Google metronome, and there's one right there that comes up. So if you don't have a metronome, you officially don't have an excuse. So we're just going to take that metronome, let's put it something slow, we'll put it on 60 BPM. And we're just going to be muting our strings and picking with the metronome just to get a start going, to get comfortable with the idea of picking speed. Let's hit it. So to get fast, you actually want to start slow because we're trying to be accurate. So we're going to pick 2 times for every click, just muting our strings and picking the low E string, just like this. And the whole idea of that is just to get comfortable picking at a consistent pace. Once you feel comfortable picking at a slower pace, you can start to speed it up. And this is the real secret to unlocking speed, is just ramping up into zones you're uncomfortable with. So let's stay on that same idea of just picking the muted strings, but we're going to jump it up to, let's say, 90 BPM. And the biggest hack for locking into the metronome is to record your own playing and watch it back so you can see if and where and how you're lacking. And another method is to pick more and more times per click. So we're actually going to slow it back down to 60 BPM, but start picking 4 times on every click, just like this. And when I go to do that, before I even start picking, I just go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and make sure I have that rhythm in my head. So like I said, we're going to keep speeding it up. Let's go to now 90 beats per minute and try and do the 4 picks per click on 90. Remember, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then go for the pick. And the idea here is to play at ranges you're comfortable at and then start ramping into ranges you're uncomfortable at. So we're going to try and find something that's uncomfortable for me and see where that is. Let's try 120. That was fast, but not quite obliterating my hands to the point where it's starting to feel uncomfortable, which is the goal we're shooting for. So let's go up to 150 now, just fuck it, why not? And I'm not trying to flex on you, I'm just trying to show you the idea of pushing into a zone that's uncomfortable and what that might feel like. We found it, we found it. So once you find a speed that's genuinely uncomfortably fast for you to play at, slowly back it down until it's feeling a little maintainable. Let's try going down to 140. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. So I would say when you're practicing, it's good to start slow for accuracy, work your way up to a point that's uncomfortable, sit in it for a little while because those uncomfortable ranges are where you actually are building speed, and then back it down a little bit to the fastest tempo that you can play comfortably at. So let's move on to another exercise and try and do that same thing again. We're going to be effectively doing that same thing, just picking the low E string, but now we're going to add some fretting in. So let's just do the 5th fret, 7th fret, 9th fret. It's about to get way harder now. Let's try starting back out at 60 BPM doing 2 hits per click. Now, this is going to get a little freaky on your head because we're playing 3 notes on the string but 2 notes on the click. But you're just going to have to deal with that, okay? Building them skills. That's the downside to the Google metronome. It'd be skipping beats sometimes. Now let's do 60 BPM playing 4 notes per click. Now when you're doing those 4 notes per click but playing 3 notes on the string, I like to think about where the click is going to land. So I know the click's going to land on the first note, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the second note, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the third note. So I'm really trying to dial in on that when I'm playing. First note, second note, third note, first note, second note, third note, first note, second note, third note. Let's do the same thing on that, trying to speed up into a range that's uncomfortable, which I imagine will be much lower since this is kind of a brain exercise as much as a picking exercise. Let's go to 90 BPM. Yeah, let's go to 100 BPM. Why not? I would recommend ramping up slowly in your own practice. I'm just trying to not make this video take 10 years. So even at tempo, I'm thinking almost exactly the same thing. I'm just trying to really put my effort towards the notes that land on the click. So first note, second note, third note. Even if I'm playing a bunch of other notes between there, I'm just thinking click, 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 click. It makes it a lot easier to focus on where those clicks are and just try and keep it grooving while you're doing it. Let's try 120. So 120 on that is definitely a range where I'm starting to lose a little accuracy on there. So we're going to back it down to 105. And then let's do those same frets on every string. You don't have to play the same speed as me. I'm just showing you the exercise so you can go do it on your own time. So now we're going to do same frets on the A string. And then same frets on the D string. Same frets on the G string. Same frets on the B string. And then same frets on the E string. So that's a great way to drill the idea of your playing speed, but we weren't really playing anything that's that valuable to your knowledge base. So we're going to play an arpeggio that looks just like this. That's just a G chord, but it's a little spread out. I'm going to walk through it slowly though. We got 5th fret on the D, 9th fret on the D, 7th fret on the G, 8th fret on the B, 7th fret on the E, then back down, 8th fret on the B, 7th fret on the G, 9th fret on the D, 5th fret on the D. Now for best technique use, I would try and alternate pick this like this. But if you really want to work on your sweeping, you can totally sweep the top part of this as well, or even move the 1 to the 10th fret of the A and treat this as kind of a sweep. I like to focus on alternate picking. So let's do the same from the top, 60 BPM, 2 notes a click, playing this arpeggio, just like this. So same idea as always, you want to start that one slow and really nail it down, especially since this is like an actual chord worth knowing, an arpeggio worth knowing, not just like a random set of notes. And work your way up as you get comfortable. So let's go up to just 70 BPM. This one I actually do want you to play with me, so if you didn't get that at 60 BPM, go back until you do. Let's go to 70. Now, same idea as those other two. When you're practicing this on your own, try and push it into a zone that's uncomfortable for you to play at, and then bring it back down to a range. Like I said, start slow, warm up, work up, work up. You kind of want your tempo, your speed to look like this. Like, start slow down here, warm it up, keep speeding it up, uncomfortable zone, sit in that uncomfortable zone, and then bring it down just a little bit till it's comfortable again. Sit there for a little bit. That's the best way to actually increase your speed, because you need to play in tempos that are hard for you, or else you're just going to stay playing at the same speed for forever. Now, as our last exercise, we're going to be doing some string skipping with the metronome, which is just when you skip over a string. Like if we play the D string and then the B string, that's string skipping. That's all it is. We're just going to find a little exercise that falls into that. Alright, we're going to stick on that G chord and just play a string skipping exercise inside of it. It's going to look like this. I'll walk through that slowly. We got 10th fret on the A, then skipping to the G string, 7th fret on the G, skipping to the E string, 7th fret on the E, then coming back down, 8th fret on the B, skipping to the D string, 9th fret on the D, and then going to the 7th fret on the G, 10th fret on the B, 8th fret on the B. I would recommend trying to alternate pick this one as well, as it's going to give you some great technique, but something to keep in mind is when you're string skipping, it's very helpful to use the angle of your wrist to your benefit. Let me explain. When you're skipping a string, if you pick your regular fashion, you're going to pick straight into that other string trying to get to the next one. So you want to angle your wrist away from the strings in the direction you're going. Let's say we're picking down, angle it this way so you pick away from the string. Let's say we're going up, angle it this way so you're picking away from the strings again. So you have to constantly kind of change the rotation of your wrist, like if you watch. It's kind of subtle. Let me try and exaggerate it a little here. You don't need to exaggerate it that much. I just want you to see the idea. So let's go back with the metronome and try and do this one. We're going to start this one slower. We're going to go down to 40 BPM to start this one out. I would, before you even try and play it with the metronome with me though, I would just try and go back and just get the idea of this exercise down. With all exercises, if you can't play them at all, don't try and do them with a metronome yet. The metronome is the most important thing ever, but you're going to be like slamming your head into a wall if you're trying to get it down and trying to play with a metronome at the same time. So just get it down, and then let's go to the metronome, 40 BPM. Alright, we're going to do 2 notes per click at 40 here. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. As always, once you get comfortable with that, move it up. I recommend moving up by 5 to 10 at a time, especially if it was uncomfortable for you. But for right now, just to ramp it up, we're going to go up to 60. Now, just like all of them, we're going to want to ramp it up until we get to a point that's uncomfortable. Now, this exercise is kind of hard, so it might not even be that fast. Let's see where 90 BPM puts us. Okay, let's bring it up a little higher. Let's go 110. Why not? Now, like I said, you don't have to play with me at these higher tempos. I just want you to get the concepts down and understand what it looks like to go into ranges that are uncomfortable. We found it. I'll tell you what though, when you find a range that you can't even play it, backpedal a little bit. We're going to go back to 100 here, and then see where that puts us and try and see if we can get that 110. Okay, let's try 105. I think we can get it now. Let's go to 110. So take that as a good sign that going up in bigger chunks isn't always the best idea. It's just kind of like the ego lifting way to play guitar. You want to find ranges that are, like I said, comfortable for you and slowly ramp them up. So I'm just going to go up 5 beats at a time and see how fast I can actually get this exercise to show you the value of going up in small increments, because you just saw me struggle to play at 110 2 seconds ago. Little hack for my legends who made it this far in the video is to tap your foot with the metronome. It makes it so much easier to keep time. Let's keep it going, see how fast I can get in these 5 increments, just so you can see the value of the small increments of increasing the speed. Alright, so we're going to cut it there, but I actually just added 50 BPM to that just by doing it in small increments. Now, your results may vary. I'm not going to promise you'll add 50 BPM to your playing in 15 minutes just by like going slowly, but I just wanted you to see the value of doing small increments in your speed and sitting with it. I mean, I'm going to cut through that pretty quick, but that was about 10 or 15 minutes of me just sitting there at all those tempos, working my way up. Like, getting it down slowly and working it up. That's the value of going in small increments with your exercise. Now let's get into how we can build a routine that you can use and you can stick to, because I want you to hit your goals. This video isn't about me. Okay? Let's get into it. But before we do, I want you to ask yourself, how much time are you willing to commit to practicing every day? And I don't mean how much time can you play guitar every day or anything like that. How much time are you willing to sit there and drill work, basically, like the real exercise of guitar? Say you're going to play an hour every day, maybe 20 or 30 minutes of that is actually practicing, and the other, 30 or 40 is grooving on some of your favorite songs or having fun playing. Like, I don't want guitar to become a chore for you. I just want you to hit your goals. So ask yourself that, come to a conclusion, and then we're going to go over a routine with the exercises we just talked about, using about 30 minutes as an example, but just plug the ideas into whatever your answer is. Like, I want this to be a routine you can stick to, and if anything, I would write this down, maybe take a note, put it in a Google Doc with a freaking checklist. You know what? I'm going to make a Google Doc with a checklist and put it down below, because I want you to actually do this. So go down there, make a copy of the checklist, and follow along. I'll have it set for like a month, or this video is a week. I'll have it set for a week because that's the video. If you want to do it for a month, just copy paste the checklist forever. I'll set it the format to pageless because I love pageless docs. Fuck pages. I don't know what those are for. That's a little tangent. But the idea here is we're gonna go slow as kind of a warm up. We're gonna do 5 minutes just that picking with the metronome, and then 5 minutes doing the 3-note. I would, kind of work your way up the strings. 5 minutes on that, and then 10 minutes doing that arpeggio exercise we talked about, and then 10 minutes doing the string skipping exercise. If you do that and or plug that into your timeline, I'll put on the Google Doc the 30 minutes and those times, and then even adjust this to your time, because like I said, this is for you, a routine you can do. Not everybody has 30 minutes a day. If you do though, don't be a cop-out and say you won't. I'm watching. And if you really want to stick with this, I forgot that I wrote this down. That's how real this is. We all forget things all the time. Set a reminder on your phone for a time you can practice every day that says, I'm going to practice. And I would even give a quote for yourself that you made. I remember one of my students once he had his quote on his lesson, just said, don't be lazy. But he said it. Whatever your quote is that can make you lock in, you can just be I said I would do this. Practice. Are you going to have that reminder pop up on your phone and be yeah, but nah. Come on. Have something that will make you actually do it and stick with it. Get that Google Doc copied. I'm going to put a link down below, and gosh darn it, if you don't stick with this, you just don't want it. I'm so serious about that. If you do this every day for the next week, you will see serious changes in your guitar playing. I don't want you to think the title of this video is cap. It's not. But also understand that guitar is a long game. If you do this every day for the next 6 months, the difference you will see in your guitar playing is absolutely absurd. But playing the same things for 6 months is kind of boring, right? So good news is that I drop a lot of videos here, and not only that, I also have a free community down below you can join and hop on calls with me directly and have way more lessons in there. And if you want to work with me a little closer, I'll have another link down below to book a call with me if we're a good fit. We'll chat it out and see if we can work tightly together so I can help you have a personal game plan on hitting your goals. I'll see you next time.